has been right around 2 months since Dead or Alive 6 launched, and the game had a very troubled time even before it launched. It had the problems with the mixed statements from the producer and director. It had the problems with EVO 2019 stream being shut down due to the sexy women presenting Dead or Alive, and the situation actually not representing the core values of EVO, and then it got removed from the EVO lineup, and that all played a part in launch, since within 2 months of the game releasing, it moved nearly 40% fewer units than Dead or Alive 5. And when Dead or Alive 5 launched, it had only launched on 2 platforms, the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. And of course, Dead or Alive 6 was on 3 consoles, or 3 large platforms, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. So this was a huge decline. Dead or Alive 5 came out in 2012, and with 7 years between main entries, I'm sure they expected it to do a little bit better than it did. Besides the problems leading up to the launch, after it released there were a lot of things that people wanted fixed. There was a lot of imbalance issues, which even I noticed, and I am someone that hasn't put a lot of time into the game, since I figured the problems would be fixed eventually, and that is when I would enjoy the game, so that's when I would play the game more. But over the past few months, they have not been fixing any problems. They have decided to add in new features which are apparently more important. A new feature was added into Dead or Alive 6 called Exposure Minimization, where every character gets a very, very covering black bra and underwear set placed underneath their costumes to cover any jiggle or skin that you may see. And they did not actually add this into any patch notes either. They kept it very quiet, as if they were trying to hide the fact that they even added it. So that was interesting. Unless you're specifically trying to draw attention away from something, almost every detail is added into patch notes. Now, they did say that they added in this feature to combat the recent wave of demonetization on platforms like YouTube, since they had been handing out a lot of demonetization to people that had actually posted content for the game, and I am really conflicted about this. Now, this is the reason that they are saying they added in this feature, but I highly doubt that this feature actually helps combat the demonetization. Besides the way that the characters are dressed, it is a game with violence, and that leads to demonetization as well. Honestly, if this was the case, and you could cover up characters and not be hit with demonetization, Mortal Kombat 11 would be just fine, and that's just the nature of some of these titles, and some of them feature more gore like Mortal Kombat 11, but some feature more scantily clad fighters like Dead or Alive, so either way you're bound to get demonetized when you're playing these games, whether you have this feature or not. It is very easy to get demonetized. I mean, even swearing can affect demonetization. So I think this reasoning that they're giving us does not really make a whole lot of sense unless they really didn't think too much into it and just threw it in there as an added extra feature, since what covers the characters, the black bra and the underwear under the costumes, isn't even a full underwear model. You know, it isn't even a full model, and that's the problem. It is literally just a strap of black added over those parts. I think, in my opinion, they added in this feature to please a group of people that run EVO and decide what games make it in and what games don't. Look at the games that made it to EVO and look at the ones that did not. A majority of the games do not have women in scantily clad armor or outfits that look suggestive, and I, on one hand, understand why they would want Dead or Alive 6 at EVO. It is the largest fighting game tournament year-round. But companies like Team Ninja need to stop trying to cater to the wrong audiences and even the wrong companies. They have this idea that if they cater to these types of people, that their game will sell better. They need to stop having that expectation. They cannot have the best of both worlds, where fans of the franchise will continue to purchase their games, and it will open the door to new audiences, and their sales will skyrocket. And now they have proven themselves wrong, yet they're still going forward with adding in modes like this into the game. I just want to say one thing here that should be obvious. If it is a bad game, no one wants to play it, then these core value modes, these exposure minimalization features, will not matter in the end. It just adds to the list of things that you spent time on that did not make a difference or pay off in the end. They should have been focusing on the imbalance problems, the problem that people have with the price of the season pass and the added up DLC costs. They could have spent so much time on things that really matter, and that's not what they did in this situation. I just think this feature seems like a side project that, should have been very low down on the priority list, and it doesn't seem like it was. 2 months of releasing, they had it in that feature. They could have been fixing so many other things, but you all will have to let me know your thoughts and opinions on Dead or Alive 6 at this point. Did you purchase it? Are you playing it actively? Let me know your thoughts on this exposure minimalization mode. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like, and of course, if you did not, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either which way, but I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you all again really soon.